A rare moment of celebration when so much in Kathmandu seems hopeless. This woman was pulled alive from a building that was levelled in an instant, carried to safety by onlookers who themselves had narrowly cheated death. This footage was shot just minutes after the earthquake, before Nepal's emergency services had been able to respond. A frantic scramble to find life, but all they found from this point was death. Hope disappearing with the lack of pulse. And all around, the shocked and traumatised, muttering prayers as they cowered out in the open, the frequent aftershocks sending them fleeing in panic. And outside the city, the hills are rumbling with landslides that have blocked routes to the worst affected areas. Today, it was clear Kathmandu's historic monuments had borne the brunt of the damage. Many of the modern buildings around are largely intact. Old palaces and temples that were the soul of this city are now lying in ruins. This is all that remains of the Durahara Tower, dating from 1832. It had been rebuilt after a major quake in 1934, but yesterday it toppled over again while dozens of visitors were inside.
The Durahara Tower has come to symbolise the destruction in old Kathmandu. This was one of the main tourist attractions here. Now it's feared there may be dozens, perhaps more than 100 people entombed under the rubble.
In every open space, terrified crowds, uncertain of where they should go. Kathmandu's residents are too scared to return home, so they have little choice but to camp out, exhausted and bewildered at the violence of the tremors which continue to shudder through this city.
We need help from the government sector because they are not being serious for us. We can't see any government like politicians anywhere. We are there because all the citizens are having hard time over here because they are panicking.
After 24 hours here, this man has collapsed. The trauma and grief is clearly too much. And amid this chaos, hundreds of Western tourists are trapped, like Rita Hamill from Leeds.
I was having to lie down on the bed in the hotel, and the next thing the bed started shaking, and then I realised it wasn't just the bed, it was the entire building, and I was just waiting for the floor to split in two. I was on the third floor, so I just ran in my bare feet out of the hotel, and one of the cleaners pulled me down the stairs, and we just ran.
It is Nepal's most vulnerable that are now in need of urgent help, threading their way to safety through the remains of their shattered neighbourhoods. It will take years for these people to recover from the trauma they've experienced this weekend. The dozens of funeral pyres burning tonight, an emblem of all they have lost.